Be strong.
DJ Tony Duck. She gon' take care of her bitch, she truckin'. She a woman with a rig, she truckin'. She gon' take care of her kids, she truckin'. Yeah, she a boss, she do it big, she truckin'. She truckin'. She a boss, she do it big, she truckin'. She a woman with a rig, she truckin'. She truckin'. Ah.
MyGuardianDoc. What do you feel about that, and how do you think that it'll help people?
Well, I think it's, one of the great things, again, is people talk about the best thing since sliced bread, because the need for someone to be looking over and being readily available and able to provide some help is indeed what many people need these days, because it's become a more complex system to navigate, both for the doctor as well as for the patient. And so having a tool like that is very much needed this day and time.
Hello, everybody. I am Dr. J Ramsay, the host of the She Truckin' podcast, and I am absolutely honored to be hopping on over to this amazing platform headed by the amazing Sheree Moore. And what we're doing here is bringing you some of the best, not only in the trucking industry, but the individuals that's also helping to make sure to keep our truckers, as well as one in the transportation industry, healthy. So today we have an amazing guest in the building. Yes, his name is Mr. Scott. He is a true embodiment of the American dream. Over the past 4 decades, he has empowered many individuals with life and business success principles, propelling many of them to become thriving life insurance agents and agency owners. He is also the CEO of MyCareClix, Inc., based in Florida. Mr. Scott is a pioneer in accessibility and affordability healthcare through MyGuardianDoc. So without further ado, I want to bring on Mr. Scott.
Well, thank you very much, Tina. Am I here? Can you hear me? All right. Hi, Tina. Thank you very much. Great.
Welcome.
Great introduction. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Oh, hey, you lived it. I just read it.
All right.
Well, you know what? Speaking of, I was very impressed with how the longevity of your plight with helping individuals in things that we need. We know that they're essential to life. Maybe we don't always want to talk about it, such as life insurance, but it's essential. We need it. But I love the way you transition or you pivoted into the arena of healthcare and the unique way that you are bringing healthcare to everyday people who need it the most. And so what made you decide to spearhead this? Because you are already making so much impact in other areas, right? With entrepreneurship. So what made you say, hey, I am going to figure out how I can make healthcare accessible, but not only accessible, but affordable?
Okay, I'm going to give it to you pretty straight, okay?
Mm-hmm.
With the life insurance piece, I saw a whole lot of people that were just like me. Not so much that they looked like me, but they were in the same kind of a situation, meaning that they wanted a better life. I in particular wanted to take care of my mother. I happen to be a Black guy, so I wanted to see, how should we say? I wanted to see the image of African Americans improved. I wanted to end the cycle of poverty for my family. And when I started out, I found that there were a whole bunch of people that were just like me. They wanted some of the same things. So segue into this, and now we're talking about health. And I don't think there's a person on the planet that doesn't understand, or at least if they're not feeling well, they're going to understand it, that health is extremely important. And so I found myself in a position, actually, I was looking for ways for our guys to diversify their income. And something that wasn't fortunate for us happened and turned out to be fortunate. And so what I did was I went looking for another company, and I ran into telemedicine. This was over a decade ago. And so I developed a relationship with Dr. Korangy, who can't be here tonight. And guys, guess what? Sunday evenings, these guys, all of our guys work very dedicated. We work really hard. And so, Sunday evenings are normally sacrosanct, but I'm intrigued with the She Trucking folks. I grew up in a town where everybody that was driving a truck, and they were the most economically powerful people in our community. I'm in a rural area, but I've never, and I used to go out into the yard and I'd do this, like this, so that you tell the guys that, and when I say, I've never seen a woman doing it. But okay, here's the deal, guys. When I noticed the business of medicine, when I saw what was happening in the field of medicine, and I found myself in this position with CareClix, I'm like, whoa, maybe I can do a direct to consumer deal that people like me would really get excited about. And when I say people like me, I mean, I'm just a person. I'm just a regular person. I'm not a doctor. I got a body that is probably going to need a doctor. It's probably going to need to go into the healthcare system. I mean, it scares the hell out of me. I can tell you all kinds of stories. And so CareClix was just dealing with, the company was just dealing with large corporations. And organizations. Mm-hmm. So I thought that if we took these incredible docs and brought them into the household, that and got them these docs to agree to a set of principles where they were committed to delivering compassionate care. I think health begins with compassion, world-class care at a price that everyone can afford. I'm like, who in the world is not going to be excited about that?
I agree with you. I 100% agree with you, Mr. Scott, for the simple fact that I love how you kind of brought us on a journey with what you just said with your story. You spoke about your need. You spoke about your mom's need. You spoke about how can I transfer this information that I already know from my decades of experience in CareClix, but how can I love when you said this, which is compassionate care. And I know personally, I have had to be at the leisure of going to the emergency room 1 or 2 times or more times in my life than I wanted to. And I have had different experiences, such as some not so compassionate. So I feel that the combination of what you're doing with the compassion, affordability, and also providing accessibility is very powerful. Sheree Moore, she actually, the founder of She Trucking, she actually was able to experience using MyGuardianDoc just recently. And she had an amazing experience. And you just never know on those moments when you feel your worst and you just need to call someone. You need to call a doctor. And so with that being said, the compassionability, the way that you said you needed it for your mom and in the future, possibly yourself. How would you able to get the doctors together to come on this amazing platform? Because what you created was so powerful. It's very powerful.
Well, many of the doctors, listen, guys, the people that are listening, we're not going to be able to get into all of the intricate, all of the down into the weeds of the business of medicine.
Yeah.
But most doctors started out just like all of us. They were born into the world. They were babies, and something in their world, in their experience, said, "I want to be a doctor. I want to heal people. I want to make people feel better." And I think they go into medicine with, really very idealistic. And then the business of medicine comes. And that's a different story, folks. It's an entirely different story. And even though we have the most incredible healthcare system in the world here in the US, our results are pretty, it's very expensive. And our outcomes are not nearly as good as we think they should be. So when I looked at this, I'm thinking, okay, how in the world can we get better outcomes? How can we make this system what it can and should be? There's not a doctor worth their stethoscope, and that's just off the top of my head, that is probably not going to say, let me hear more. So we're taking the doctor directly into the household, where he and we're not cutting out the payors and the regulators, except up front. Up front, it is just between the doctor and the patient, or what we call the client. Now, if the doctor says that certain things need to be done, then the payors, or they can use their insurance, and they can use Medicare and Medicaid or whatever. So point is that doctors are generally extremely good people. They are very compassionate, I think, just by their nature. And so it's not hard to get a doctor to buy into something that they think is going to be good for their patients, if they can do it without creating, issues for themselves. So it's not hard to get the docs. The docs are all on board. Trust me.
Oh, that's good to hear, because they're under a lot of stress now with how the economy is right now, and how much sickness as a nation we have been experiencing. So just as it's hard for regular everyday people, it's hard for them as well. So and they're tired. So I'm so happy that you was able to find some doctors that was willing to take up this great initiative, because we definitely need it. And so let's just do an example. Say, for example, I wake up and I feel like I may possibly have a cold or the flu, right? Can I call, or how easy is the process for a regular person to be able to set up? Because you said that this is putting the doctors into your home. So how can I, without getting in my car, getting dressed, bring MyGuardianDoc inside my home?
Well, it's just one of these, or your computer or whatever. When you engage the doctors virtually, most people probably already have some level of telemedicine or something like that. So when you engage the doctor, they're going to it's pretty much two things. They're either going to treat you, and that'll be fine, or they're going to tell you that you need to go someplace else. You need to go to the emergency room or something like that. Sometimes they can treat you, and as well as suggest that you go into the emergency room. And so when people contact our docs, it's a little bit of a different deal. See, our docs will treat you as just like any other doctor would. They may suggest that you go to the emergency room, or go to a clinic, urgent care clinic. But our doctors, because of the guidance that we provide, our doctors will go with you virtually. So they go with you to the emergency room, or to the clinic, or to wherever you need to go. They hold your hand throughout this entire journey. For the people that for the she truckers, Yeah, I've got to say that I'm really just before I got onto this call, I got to thinking about the she truckers, and oh my God, they got to be some really strong people that do this kind of work, and they leave their babies and they leave their husbands, or and some of them may be senior citizens, and so they leave their partners, and when something happens, they're out on the road. It would seem to me that what we're bringing here in MyGuardianDoc is something that it would be yes, 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 because all they've got to do is make a call, and they've got a medical expert that is in sync and following the guidelines, what we call our Patient Safety and Care Equity Council, that is committed to delivering compassionate care to their family. And so, what an amazing product to have at this price for them, where they feel a certain degree of, maybe a great degree of peace of mind while they're out on the road doing this job. And our docs will go to the hospital or the clinic virtually with their loved ones. That's pretty strong stuff.
Wow. That is powerful. I mean, there are so many people that know they need to seek medical assistance, but it's the fear of, right? And so the fact that what you're doing with MyGuardianDoc is powerful in multiple ways. What I'm hearing is telehealth. Number one, meaning that you can log in from your cell phone. Everyone has a cell phone now, so it makes it very accessible. Or your computer. You just have to have Wi-Fi. But you also can get in contact with quality doctors on your platform. And then if they decide by doing their assessment virtually that you may need to go to a doctor office, emergency room, or whatever the case may be, they're there to walk you through wow. That's that compassionate care that you were speaking about. That is like bringing the values from the past when the doctors used to come to your home, but bringing it into our century, tying in the digital world. That's powerful.
Yeah, we think so.
No, you can think so. I know so. That's
And it would be, I think it would be good to add that we don't know of anyone else that is delivering this level of service in terms of the guidance. And you may know, I don't want to really call their names, but there's some huge companies that are coming into this space, direct to consumer. And we're all for it. We are not disruptors. We are enhancers. We are not, we bring compassion and care and harmonious cooperation with the system. We think the American healthcare system can be incredible, but we also think that it's missing this guidance piece, and we think we can deliver that at a price that even a homeless person could afford.
That's powerful, because when I think about healthcare, that is the topic that's of discussion in America a whole lot, because we have some countries that have universal healthcare, but in the United States we don't. And the cost effectiveness of what you're providing, not only on the individual basis, but on the household. So it was just popped up on the screen about $27. $27 per month includes your entire family. I mean, is that like, wait, your entire family for $27?
Yes, and we're very excited to be able to bring that. We had a lot of meetings.
Mm-hmm.
And we did market surveys,
Mm-hmm.
and in the surveys we did, ordinary people thought that we could charge more for that, just for that access. But we're committed to the highest quality and medical care and the lowest cost. You got to be reasonable. Yes, that's the entire household. Most households in the U.S. have about 3. If you round it up, it's 3 individuals per household. So that turns out to be about $9 per person. There are other households that may have 10 people. They do not have to be related. They can be, as long as they're living in that household, we got you. We don't care about anything except taking care of people. We don't care where they come from. We don't care what their age, their gender, any of that. None of that matters. We think that healthcare should be a zero tolerance space, that when you are not feeling well, you need, number one, you do need competent medical care, expert care. But the compassion has to be at that same level. The moment you contact us, we expect our team, all of our team, to treat you like we would want to be treated. And that they're not doing that, then we have the Patient Safety Care Equity Council that you guys will be able to, whoever, our subscribers rather, will be able to text or email and say, well, we have some issues here, and we'll follow up on that.
That's powerful. When I think about the fact that, I know you said that you're not a disruptor, but you are you're enhancing the process, which I really like the way you put that. We have medical care, but we need some improvements. And I see this as a great improvement on our medical system, in the fact that you said another thing that was very powerful. One of the main problems, whether you are a trucker or in the transportation industry or not, you can just be a regular everyday person doing extraordinary things. That's how I describe everyday people. When you think about the structure of how to set up insurance, usually everyone has to be a part of that family. I heard you say something that I thought was very unique and very much needed, that if they're living in your household, they are considered part of your household, living with you, then that's part of your family. And what I love is that you're forward thinking, because we're living in a world right now, due to the economy, where more people that are not related are staying together in order to make ends meet. And so the fact that you are so forward thinking with what the family is, okay, what it has become, I should say, with everything that's going on. You just got me in awe. It's not very often that someone makes me speechless, especially dealing with healthcare, because it's such a topic that need to be discussed, but it can have a lot of emotions attached to it.
Oh, yes, of course.
Yes. So what we're going to do right now, Mr. Scott, we're going to take a commercial break from our sponsors, and we will be back in a moment. Make sure to like, follow, share, and subscribe, and make sure to share this video, because if you are out there and you're looking for quality healthcare, this is the place, MyGuardianDoc. We'll see you guys in a moment.
Now those prices sound right, and those services sound, just being honest, like you know, like I know, specialty copays, primary care copays, urgent care, all that stuff adds up, and being able to access those services for a reasonable fee and have, closer to immediate access than waiting 3 hours in an ER or urgent care, that's priceless to a patient, who doesn't feel well. So, really interesting, I think, to consider this.
My name is Nate Johnson, and I'm the CEO and founder of GLCS. GLCS supports drivers by streamlining office processes, deploying and supporting company software, and connecting in-cab technologies to in-office technologies. I've spent nearly 30 years in transportation, starting my career as an over-the-road driver. Recently asked what was my favorite experiences as a driver. I recall waking up in the morning many times to a light fog, the sun rising, having a good cup of coffee, and rolling out of a truck stop, starting my day feeling rested and refreshed. Those experiences are something that I cherish and recall, and really only get to experience on long road trips now. Drivers, thank you. Thank you for all that you do. Drive safe, keep up the good work. We're all here to support you. Thank you to all the millions of drivers that safely keep America moving. Happy National Truck Driver Appreciation Week.
Okay. I'm in my car where I live most of the time. So, no, I was happy to hop in, and Marcus asked me if I could do just a brief testimonial. I think that this product is non-optional for every human being on the planet. I think the healthcare industry has been a disaster, much as my own credit card industry has been. And at least y'all are moving in the right direction in terms of repairing the problem. I wish I could say the same for other industries. But I had the opportunity to try the product myself when I was in Charlotte, where I am now again. I guess it was a couple of months ago. Very much by accident, I just sort of picked up a cold, started coughing. I'm on the phone pretty much just 18 hours a day, every day, 7 days. And so the idea of my having a cough and having to excuse myself every other minute was rude and annoying. And it was, it was tough because I didn't give my body a chance to get over anything, putting it under the stress of coughing. So, I had joined because I thought it appeared to be a great product. And I thought, well, this is kind of a no-brainer for the cost. And after a couple of days of coughing, because I wasn't at home where I normally would have picked up the phone and gotten something that I was used to taking so that the cough didn't turn into bronchitis, I didn't have that available to me. So I went ahead and called. Literally within 15 minutes of calling, not only did they find me in the system, connect me with a doctor, he talked through my situation, my history of what I had taken for this previously. Felt comfortable with that he was able to call in a prescription for the same thing. I was able to go down to Harris Teeter, pick up the prescription, and start taking it. I mean, that's ridiculous. And I haven't been able to shut up about it ever since. I mean, I have just gotten on the phone with colleagues of mine, new colleagues of mine, and said, I want to tell you about something. You are flat out stupid if you don't do this.
And just like that, we are back. I am Dr. J Ramsay, the host of the She Trucking podcast for today. And we are sharing a riveting story along with access with Mr. Scott, who is telling us all about MyGuardianDoc. He is also providing access for everyday people, like I like to describe, doing extraordinary things, access, including putting a special interest here in the She Trucking community, making sure that our essential drivers and the ones in the transportation industry have accessibility when they need it most. And not only doing that, but making sure that it is cost effective and accessible. So before the commercial break, we were actually speaking about all of these things and so much more. So right now we have Mr. Scott back in the building, and we're going to continuously speak more about the power of MyGuardianDoc, which is a telehealth communications where you can control and get access through the power of your phone, your laptop. Listen, people, like the lady just said, I don't know her name, but I do know this. Ooh, excuse me. I had something that fall down. Live TV. Well, it's powerful. It's a no-brainer because so many of us right now have to watch everything that we spend. And so with MyGuardianDoc, it is really, really a breakthrough for everybody, including the ones in the trucking industry. So Mrs. Scott, welcome back to the show. I want to thank you so much for taking the time, taking the time. You could have had this idea, but then you didn't implement it. So thank you for taking the time to implement it and then taking the time to go and find like-minded professionals, doctors in the medical industry that can see the vision and providing such amazing care. Like I said before, you guys, Sheree Moore of She Trucking, the founder and CEO, she actually used it just this week. Okay. And she loves it as well. So Mr. Scott, what type of services basically that a person can call in to get from MyGuardianDoc, and how can I know that She Trucking and you, or I would say the company, have a partnership, and so I want to thank you for locking arms with the She Trucking community and keeping us healthy while we're on this road trucking, and the supporters of. So thank you so much for what you're doing for our community.
Yeah, I think that when the truckers are out on the road, their families are at home, and I'm very pleased to be able to help them. I know how important the work that they do is to the country and to their families, I imagine as well, and maybe they love what they're doing, and for us to be able to take some of the weight off of them, it does me well to be able to do that. Presently, there are probably just two services that are most important.
Mm-hmm.
The moment you call in, come in on your computer or call in, and you can use your home phone as well. The customer care center will take over from there. They will tell you what you should or shouldn't do. They will answer the phone. They're very friendly. We picked them. We handpicked them for their compassion for people. They already have the compassion for people. We've just put them in these positions. And though they know the doctors, they know the business of medicine. So as soon as you get there, they will take you where you need to go. You don't need to know whether or not you're calling for guidance or you're calling for urgent care. You just need to get to the call center, the customer care center, and they will direct you and guide you. Once they put you in front of the doctor will take care of you from there. We do not, I don't, nor do the customer care center. We don't see your medical records. Once you're hooked up with the doctor, that is between you and that doctor. I think it's important that people, fully understand that. So the urgent care, normally that's a cough, flu, colds, whatever. You need some prescription, etc. It's normally a very short call, and the doctor will call in your prescription, or they will tell you what you need to do. The guidance is a little bit more involved. This is what sets us apart, I think, from the rest of the industry. We are guidance. If you're a subscriber, when you see something or you feel something, or it can be you or one of your family members. Again, they don't have to be a family member. They can be anyone living in your household. It can be a guest that is just stopping by, and they're not feeling well, or you see something. You call into the care center. They will tell you that this is a guidance call, and so we'll take care of you there. From there, whether it's urgent care or guidance, you may have a need for a full-blown second opinion, and so that's a whole nother animal, so to speak. We do take insurance and and Medicare and those other payors for that, or it could be a need for a specialist. We'll take care of you there. We'll refer you to one of our specialists, or you may have a specialist that you need to go to. In addition to that, the mental health piece, our primary care docs are trained to work with you, whoever calls in your household, if they have a mental health issue. We're very proud of this. This is such an important thing because so many people are experiencing these issues with mental health. And so we're glad to be able to provide that. From there, you may go to a psychiatrist that may be our psychiatrist, or you may have one that you want to go to. We just want you to be okay. We want you to feel better. We're in business, so we need to make money. There's no question about that. But we believe, or at least I believe, and I think all of our whole team believe, that if we bring a great service to the community, that we're going to do very well. It's a philosophy that I've used from day one. Take care of others, and others will take care of you. So there are so many services that are coming that I can't begin to tell you. All of them, mobile phlebotomist, prescription drugs. There's just when you join, you'll see probably every month more and more things will be added.
Well, I love it because you mentioned some great things, and I can see, because I have had some experience with telehealth, and I have never heard of a telehealth business that's this robust, have so many different options. And so when I think of MyGuardianDoc, it really is a breakthrough in regards to what you guys are providing for the price point that you're providing access to everyday people. The fact that it's $27 a month and includes the entire household that lives in your house, whether they're blood related or not, that's crucial. That's powerful. And then you also have the virtual medicine program. I love where you said these are the benefits for anybody that really wanted to know some additional benefits of why MyGuardianDoc is the solution to your problem, is because they lower the healthcare costs, they're on-demand access, they have fewer visits to the emergency room. It's immediately lower your counts or micro mark counts.
And your micro mark count. That's a very interesting concept there. Yeah.
Yes. And also, most importantly, it gives you the peace of mind. I mean, the mind is a powerful thing. And when your mind was not at peace, I don't care what's going on, you have to have that peace of mind. And the fact that you have so many different layers to MyGuardianDoc that we need, it shows the amount of care you took. It shows the amount of forethought. And it also shows how passionate you are to make this available. I heard urgent care, guidance calls, full blown out second opinion, which means that if it's something else that you need to go, and we understand that. And also, this is powerful in the now, Mr. Scott, that you guys are providing mental health accessibility, because we're going through a lot as a nation. And the fact that you have this accessibility for this part of healthcare, which is normally not something individuals talk about as much. And so the fact that you have all these multiple layers. And so you guys, I really want you to check out MyGuardianDoc. They have you'll have virtual access to doctors nationwide. You can, guess what? MyGuardianDoc, not just sharing all this great information, they are supporters of the She Trucking community. They are officially affiliate partner to the She Trucking Foundation, making sure that while you're driving, honk, because remember he did this earlier, you're healthy, and you'll be able to have accessibility. Okay. So make sure to go to shetrucking.com and click the members, the partners, and you will see My Guardian Doc. You can sign up today for this service for you and your family. You don't have to wait. You can just hop on over to shetrucking.com and go ahead and get this amazing benefits for your family. So, Mr. Scott, Dr. Renee Allen from our virtual studio audience says, this is awesome information. Thank you, Mrs. Scott. Take care of others and others will take care of you. Thank you. Thank you so much for tuning in. And you're right. You're right, Mr. Scott. When you take care of others, it's just a circle of life. And if most of us got that principle, if we understood that principle, the world would be such a better place if we just understood that principle. And so with everything that you're doing with MyGuardianDoc, the accessibility, and I hear that you said that you use these principles to help you, I would say, navigate towards this new healthcare arena that we have now. I'm just really, really impressed on the accessibility and the amount of premium care that this is providing, and the fact that it's like you're so forward thinking. People, I don't even think you guys get like how forward thinking this is. Okay, for those of you who may not have transportation, this can be a breakthrough for ones who don't have access to transportation, because they can literally just speak to a doctor from their cell phone. So, Mrs. Scott, is there anything else you would like to share with us about MyGuardianDoc?
Yeah, of course. For me, guys, this is I'm not from the healthcare world. I'm out of the financial world. When I saw what was going on in terms of the business of medicine or in the healthcare world, I was I was moved. Something needs to be done. And then, I looked in the mirror and I'm like, well, wait a minute, you're in a position to do something, because I was with CareClix. So I feel like this is it's my purpose in life at this stage anyway, to do something about this. I've seen, I don't like it when I'm not feeling well. I hate some of the stories that I hear about people that, are screaming and begging, the docs sometimes, or for help. And the story of Serena, who, she finally got her help. And then there was the taper from CNN. His daughter was having issues, and he was able to call the hospital administrator. But for ordinary people, what do we do? And so now you've got MyGuardianDoc, and so you can call MyGuardianDoc, and MyGuardianDoc will take care of you in that respect. These are licensed and doctors, board certified, many of them. And so I'm very pleased to be able to be a part of this and to bring this to the healthcare world. The thing that makes us unique, MyGuardianDoc unique, is the guidance piece. The guidance is the compassionate medical guidance is what you want. That's what you need. So you can have your health insurance, you can love your doctor, you can have telemedicine already. I don't care if you have 4 or 5 telemedicine plans, 3 policies, and on Medicare too. At this price, and with how important health is, it makes no sense not to add MyGuardianDoc to your program, because now you've got, let me tell you what we're trying to do, folks. We believe that we can institutionalize compassion. We can institutionalize friendship and the spirit of family. And so it's like having a doctor in the family, or a doctor that's a friend. If we can institutionalize racism and hatred and all that silliness, why can't we institutionalize the more positive aspects of life, particularly when it comes to something as important as health? There are no do-overs in health, man. There are no do-overs. You know, you don't get it right, something goes wrong, your ass is grass. Okay, your family. You know, $27 now plus a small fee, only on demand. Yeah. You'd be very smart, I think, to bring us on and let us walk with you through life and everyone in your household with our medical experts and the compassionate medical guidance and world-class care at a price that anyone can afford for you.
Yes. I 1000% agree with you, because there's an old saying that your health is your true wealth. And that has been so elusive, especially here in the United States, because of the fact of the healthcare being so expensive. And so it was you're only privy if you have if you have a certain amount of income. So the fact that you're bringing this premium care, you're to everyday people, and I love to say they're doing extraordinary things. I don't care if you're sitting on the porch making somebody smile, being positive. That's extraordinary in this system. that you're making it accessible. But I'm just really moved. So Marcus Williams from our live studio audience, he wants to know, is MyGuardianDoc available in all 50 states? And he said, what if I'm traveling on a job and have a health issue? That's a great question.
Well, that's what we're all about. I mean, this is virtual care. You get to, we're in all 50 states. As a matter of fact, we expect to be in every country. CareClix, the company that provides all of our medical services, is a 10-year-old company, and in 37 countries, and Fortune 500 corporations trust CareClix to provide their care. So I don't know if I've made that clear, but all of our docs are provided by CareClix. So that's it's available in all 50 states, and of course, if you're traveling and have a health issue, and that's what it's all about. Now, some people will say, "Well, I already have telemedicine," and frankly, you ought to have it. And if you got it with your primary, with your carrier, with your payor, that's fine. At your job, that's fine. So you've got your telemedicine. I would add MyGuardianDoc, because when you're not well, another medical expert is just smart. And at this price, it makes no sense. I mean, don't debate this. Don't play around with this. This is your health. Add MyGuardianDoc now, and when you go to if you use telemedicine and the doctor says take this or take that, and you feel okay with it, fine. If not, call MyGuardianDoc. If the doctor says you need to go to the emergency room, take MyGuardianDoc with you. You're probably not going to have that service with what you've got already. We don't know of anyone that has the guidance. Guidance means that this doctor, our doctors, will go to the doctor with you. They're up in their rescue squad with you. They're down at the hospital with you, over at the clinic with you. They go to the specialist office with you. And when nobody's around at 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning, they're with you. Understand. Now, if you're feeling just fine right now, you're like, I think I'm okay. Why would I need that? Guys, look, don't be silly, man. This is serious business. This health plan is serious business. It's very serious business. And if you do it for the people in your household, do it for you, and tell other people about it, and we'll take good care of them. I promise you.
Listen, you guys, it's a no-brainer at this point. We know how expensive healthcare is, and the fact that MyGuardianDoc through CareClix is making this available for all of us, and you do not have to be coming up under a tier of an employer. That's giving you power over your healthcare. So $27, I mean,
Right.
yeah, I mean, you can barely get bread, some milk, some eggs.
Oh,
Come on.
whoa. I think you're at bread and milk. It depends on how many loaves of bread you get and how many.
Exactly. You can barely get
If you
anything.
get 2 breads and 2 milks
That's
and
it.
an egg, you're done.
That's probably $40 right there. So the fact that you can get access to this type of quality care through MyGuardianDoc, through their affiliation partnership with She Trucking, I need you to go right now to shetrucking.com and sign up. I don't want you suffering in silence anymore, because I know many of you reach out and sick. And now this is the answer. This is the solution when you're feeling bad, when you're in a no man's land and you in a different area and you don't know where you're at. I mean, who really want to go to the doctor without having the guidance? I mean, if I have someone going with me to the doctor that is qualified, that's compassionate, that cares, that's in my corner, and when I'm going for a health concern that I'm not even prepared for, that gives you peace of mind. Peace of mind. And that is priceless. Okay. And the fact is $27. I mean, you can't even fill up your car for $27 now. I mean, really.
Whoa. Fill up your car. What are you talking about?
I'm like, really? You can't even fill up your car for $27.
So one of the things I'd say is, sometimes, you may have a symptom, something's not right. Maybe you got a tummy ache, or, your lymph nodes is full, or, whatever. And so many of us, what we'll do is we'll Google it, or we go to one of these online,
Yeah, try to be a doctor.
to diagnose ourselves. And I'm not against that. I think that, whenever you're not feeling well, you should have all the resources that you can get. And, if you got telemedicine, if you got your primary care, call them, do what you need to do. But this is such an amazing thing that you can just get on the phone and say, no, I don't know exactly what's going on. I'm just feeling a little weird. Or, I saw my wife stumble today, and I'm just, what should I do? This is guidance. There are no codes for that with most of the payors. And so we're very pleased to bring that to the household, to the American public. And it is unique, and we are excited about it. And I think there are going to be other companies and other organizations that will do this, but we don't know of any that are doing it right now.
Well, right now, MyGuardianDoc is the pioneer. So yes, it has to always be someone that paved the way for new innovation, and MyGuardianDoc has done that. So whoever come after, you was the first. You was the first. And also, I want to reiterate that MyGuardianDoc also provide assistance in regards to mental health. Okay, so it's pretty much a one-stop shop. So maybe it's not a physical ailment, but you need someone to help you with mental health. Maybe you're depressed, or depression not going away. Maybe it's anxiety. Whatever the case may be, you just don't feel quite right, and you need to speak with a qualified person. You can utilize MyGuardianDoc in order to help you with your mental health. Right. And that is powerful in itself, because usually that's not usually the case. And so you can get help in regards to your health and wellness, and also your mental health as well. I also want to make mention that we just have a new affiliate partner, which is GCLS. So thank you so much for supporting the She Trucking community as well. So what I want you guys to do is go ahead and do yourself a great service and go to shetrucking.com and get MyGuardianDoc. Start your plan today. No longer do you have to suffer in silence. No longer do you have to drive your truck feeling terrible. I know, I hear the stories. You're aching, you're hurting, you're tired, all of that, right? This is for you. In lieu of Truck Driver Appreciation Week that just happened in September, this is carrying on. We don't forget about you. Yes, we have our week of celebration. We're so happy for our truckers, right? But we at She Trucking Foundation, we make sure that we celebrate you every single month of every day of the year. And we bring in people like this in order to help make your life easier so that you can remain in the truck and drive if that's what you want to do. And cost effective. And now you can take care of your family too and yourself for $27. I mean, come on. I don't have anything else to say. Go to shetrucking.com. Go ahead and click and get started on today. Mr. Scott, I want to thank you so much for coming on the She Trucking podcast, because I know that you're a very busy man. So I'm so happy that you took some time on this Sunday for me to chat with you a little bit and for you to explain and share with us your passion, your compassion, and your amazing team of doctors and individuals who coming together to bring us this innovative way of healthcare. That foundation is compassion. Thank you. Thank you. So, this has been another amazing episode of the She Trucking Podcast. Remember to like, follow, share, and subscribe. I am Dr. Tina J. Ramsay, your host today for the She Trucking Podcast, hopping on over from the Tina Ramsay Show. I'm just so excited to be here, and our show is powered by CTR Media Network. Make sure to go to shetrucking.com. Let me say it again. That's shetrucking.com, and click on the partnerships tab, and you'll be able to see MyGuardianDoc. And I want you to start taking control of the health care of you and your family. Remember, your wealth is your health. And now through MyGuardianDoc, with the partnership with She Trucking Foundation, they're making it so easy for you to have the greatest asset in the world, which is access to keeping yourself well and your families and the ones that you love. It's been a pleasure coming over here today to just come over and host the She Trucking Podcast. Make sure to tune in to all the different other hosts that host the She Trucking Podcast, as well as supporting the community. If you are a woman in the trucking or transportation industry, or we have men that support us like Mr. Scott too. Okay, so come on over, and if you are moved to be able to help us be able to keep our mission and our purpose going, then I want you to make a donation to the She Trucking Foundation. And remember that we are a 501(c)(3) nonprofit organization, which means that is a tax write-off for you. So it's the gift that keeps on giving. You help us be able to provide these resources for our members and our community, and you can get a tax write-off at the end of the year through our nonprofit. I am so happy to be here with you today. Thank you for everyone who tuned in live and for everyone that will be listening on the replay. Have a great, amazing rest of your day. Go to shetrucking.com and sign up for MyGuardianDoc. And it's been a pleasure hosting the She Trucking Podcast with you. I'll see you next time. Bye.
Listen, if anybody's interested in getting into podcasting, grab this book. Go on Amazon, grab this book. It goes with me almost everywhere. This book has like a workbook. It has places you can fill it in. It tells you how to monetize your podcast. It tells you how to set it up. It tells you about sponsorships. Listen, go on Amazon and get this book. And this is the Bible for podcasters. Listen, it was ranked #1 in podcasting books. Look right here. Best new podcasting book by Book Authority. Right there. Boom. And a little secret. Y'all, when you grab this book, I think it's page 43. There is a code on there. Listen, you can get access to her class, her course. Get her course. It's worth hundreds of dollars. But this book is less than $50. Grab this book on Amazon. I'm telling you, I carry it everywhere. She is the best. Grab this book on Amazon.
don't like this. There are cars everywhere.
Bobby, you're about to get on the interstate.
Oh,
so
my
slow
God.
the truck down.
Oh, God.
Slow the truck down. For real, slow the truck down. Stay over here on the left, okay? Take your high side. Go up here, okay?
I cannot believe I'm getting on the interstate.
Accelerate, accelerate, accelerate. Stay on this side, accelerate. Go faster. Go faster. Faster, Bobby, faster.
Crap.
Look at all this traffic.
There are cars everywhere.
And now we're going to take it to the highest gear that you've ever been in. We're going to take it to the 10th gear.
Now?
Now. There we go.
10th gear, baby!